Fortunate and very thankful, and also excited, to win the game. At the end of the day, you're playing a Big Ten conference game in early December. Our entire league's going through it right now. When we play these games, it's just a different feeling. And for our guys to be able to, go last Saturday to Wisconsin, and then respond on Tuesday in New York, and then, emotionally and physically to be taxed the way we were. Just being ready to play the game and finding a way to win it, we're very thankful and to be able to get that done. So I give Nebraska credit. Their guards were as good as any I've seen in a while. I mean, they were absolutely, 4 steps faster than us, and we could not keep them in front all night long, and it just created a real problem for us. Couldn't get our bearings defensively throughout the course of the game. And I thought Justin and Trace pounded late in the game, really did a good job around the basket. Our team in general, embraced the glass, did a great job rebounding. It was one of the keys to our game and playing them. Thought we could get on the glass, and that resulted in a ton of free throw attempts, which saved us from a night when we weren't very confident shooting the ball, or just didn't go down a ton. But we're going to have to shoot the ball better, make no mistake about that. I mean, we have some guys wide open that need to step up and make them, but I don't know, you watch it, I just got to go back and just watch the film. I was just very, as a coach, I sit here and I said, man, what could I have done to help our guys be better? But you got to give Nebraska some credit. They had a lot to do with it, very quick with the ball, and those 3 guards really had their way with us. And for us, we had a lot of different guys have to get in there and get out. We finally found a group there late that worked, and Rob being back obviously saved us basically all week.
First question, who's got it? Go ahead.
Coach Justin Smith said earlier he thought you guys could do, in his words, a whole lot better on defense. Kind of where do you feel your defense is, and what do you feel you guys want to do better moving forward?
We can't guard the ball. It's like guard your man. I think, just keep it as simple as that right now. We're getting picked on the bounce. And, those guys really exposed us to start the game. Our guard play right now defensively isn't very good, on the other teams, guys. And I would say just in general tonight, we were very spaced out, very man-conscious, not very good from a positioning standpoint. And, comparably to how hard we played and what we had to do on Tuesday, we were 5 steps too slow. Maybe that has a lot to do with the trip, but there's not a whole lot of excuses when it comes down to it. But we're going to have to get a lot better guarding the ball, and we've shown that we can be better. But in our 2 Big Ten games here in December, I mean, our defense has gotten shredded. Thankfully, we were at home tonight with a great crowd, and we had some kids step up and make some big plays at home, which is what you have to do. But defensively, 2 out of our last 3 games in particular haven't been very good.
Coach, you talked about how little roughness he's practiced, and to be able to make some of the plays he did in the game today, I mean, how impressive is that?
He had a really impressive week. I think he played 26 minutes tonight, needed them all. Played 13 the other night. He stepped up really big late for us, being able to get to the basket a few times and then hit a huge 3. Made big free throws at the end of regulation, and but he's about a team guy as you get, and he stepped up and he's ready. He's been paying attention, and hopefully with some more reps and some more things to get under his belt, he'll continue to find himself back into the rhythm. But it's not going to take him long to get back. He's a guy that's engaged, and you can tell out there he's got his bounce back.
Archie, you guys shot 25 3-pointers tonight. You talked a lot about maybe not aspiring to be a team to shoot a ton of shots from deep. So when you guys are shooting that many 3-pointers, kind of, I guess, what's going wrong in the offense, and how do you go about maybe not shooting that many times, especially when they're not falling?
It's hard to shoot when you're left wide open. At some point you have to take them and make them. And I thought if you look at our 3s in the game, I'm not so sure that a lot of them were challenged or quick. And there's some good ones there late. There's some guys that have taken a lot of open shots, and we have some guys that are a little funky right now. Armand's not shooting the ball real well, and he's getting some good looks. But all that works itself out throughout the course of the year. And we took too many in the first half, and we were too stagnant offensively in the first half. In the second half, we got a lot of point-blank shots, and we were able to consistently score for the most part. They played a little matchup, little point zone there for a while. baited us a couple times, I thought, to step in with confidence. I didn't think we were very confident, but we were able to figure that out and got the ball inside to Trace and Justin a few times, and they made some really good, hard attacking plays. But if you're asking me, do we have to shoot the ball better? Yes. And I would say that the ones that we're taking, if we're open, keep taking them, and it'll balance itself out.
Tom?
Can you talk a little bit about Trace tonight? Just, 25 and Dean, I think.
Yeah, it was hard. It's hard to process it through the course of the game on what he actually was doing, but in the second half, I felt he was really rolling, especially offensively around the basket. He got 11 free throws. He was able to get 6 offensive rebounds, 15 total. I didn't necessarily think he was great in the first half or as aggressive, but he turned it up a notch in the second half, and every single basket that he made, we needed. It wasn't like he got one that was an easy one or whatnot. I mean, every basket that he got, he needed. And he had a great second half. He really did.
On that note, what kind of changed? I mean, was there anything that you guys did to, get him looks or to get him some openings, or anything that he did differently, like maybe to get himself open?
I thought he ran hard tonight. I thought he really put forth a lot of effort running to the rim. We were able to get it to him a few times in and around the basket, and then he was much more inclined to handle it better than he did in the first half. He was reluctant to attack the basket in the first half. He passed it out. I thought in the second half he was much more wheeling, spinning. He was trying to get himself going, and he was also on the offensive glass. He was big. He had good touch around the basket on a couple tough shots too that he made. But he played big in the second half.
Was there a thought to foul on purpose late in regulation, the final seconds, should that 4-point play before, kind of near 4-point play, kind of give you pause? Or?
Yeah, I'll take complete blame on that. It's one of those ones when the guy shoots it and it goes in that you never live down as a coach, especially when it's in your belief and it's what you do. What's the foul? We had a timeout, should have called a timeout and fouled, or at least got Rob's attention there at half court because he was attentive and he knew what was going on. But we haven't been in that situation a ton with that team, and but with the timeout, definitely we should have fouled. That was on me. And then they, have to give up the 3 as well. But yes, definitely, in my opinion, across half court to do it over again. Would have fouled, should have fouled, and very regrettable. If we don't come out on the winning end of that game, that'll be one that, as a staff, in particular me, you have to eat that one and go away, really sour for a long time.
Aaron?
Coach, with this team that hasn't had much time to practice together healthy, how big is this week now, full week before you play again?
It's important. I think the one thing is once you get to like the holiday break and finals and you get a break in between the games, you say, boy, we're going to just practice our butts off this week. And, in all reality, it's about being fresh, and it's about being energetic, and it's about, working to get better. And, this team practiced for the first time with all able bodies realistically just yesterday, which is a good sign that we have them. We're in the finals this week, so our guys got to make sure we're doing what we need to do there. But I would say more than anything, after this week of hitting, really late Tuesday against Florida State, play at Wisconsin, you basically have about 24 hours before you get on an airplane and deal with New York City, and then getting home at 4:30 in the morning after the New York City game on Tuesday. At 4:30 in the morning, our players didn't get to their dorm rooms till about 5:30 in the morning. And then it goes from right there, and I know how I felt on the trip, it goes from right there to try and figure out how we're going to muster up this game plan here moving forward in the night. Our biggest concern was our legs, our energy, but I thought we got off to a good start. I thought we got off to a really good start, and then we came with new bodies as the half kind of continued to unfold, and it got away from us defensively tonight. And I don't think it had a lot to do with with energy or legs. We just weren't sharp, we weren't good. And sometimes games can go that way. We're very fortunate to win, like I said. But we have some time to recover physically. We'll get back to work, but we have to be energized for the Notre Dame game when the time comes. We got some other things we got to do this week. But that Crossroads game's really big. It's a great environment. And Notre Dame's obviously a really good team. And, we'll have to be ready much better than we were tonight.
Okay, got time for 2 more, Mike and then Zach.
Was it a good sign? He snapped back in overtime and hit 5-7 shots and played at a higher level a little bit.
Yeah, OT was really, it was really good to see. Obviously Rob was a big part of that. You know, we were able to get some stops and get a lead right out of the gate. So, you know, being able to take that group and get to that 11th, so that 11th segment, 11th 4-minute game, however you want to, you know, do it. But those guys, you know, sometimes when you're at home and you get into overtime and, you know, it turns into that, wow, I can't believe we're here. They didn't do that. Came out, really responded, and got off to a great start. Played hard all the way through, especially that last 4 minutes.
Jimmy, I don't think this has come up yet. Just Devontae, it looked like he kind of came off of something, a little bit of an injury, and didn't come back. I'm sure you're getting tired of being asked about health issues, but just kind of where's he at?
Yeah, I'm not sure where he is. I asked him what was wrong with him. He said his Achilles was bothering him. So, you know, I'm not sure how serious yet. He'll have to get a ton of treatment if he can't go, and we'll be ready with the other 3 guys.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.